y'all, and welcome to Benevolence, where kindness matters and all are welcome to the table. I'm your host, S3.E10. We finally reached episode 10, the season 3 finale. There are many reasons why season 3 is my all-time favorite, but one major reason is because I felt that I truly came out of my comfort zone. This season, God has been really tugging on my heart to speak more. A few years back, I was given the opportunity to preach at my local church, and I truly felt that God was calling me to speak. And then came some minor setbacks, which hindered and discouraged me from fulfilling the purpose in that particular season. And in the past year, God has been tugging at my heart again. And I'm happy to say that through Benevolence Podcast, I can do just that. God is still dealing with me, but I'm very grateful for the journey that God has allowed me to take through Benevolence Podcast. And I pray that as I prepare more seasons for you all, you are empowered, inspired, and encouraged to be the best version of yourself. You are tuning into episode 10, Defining Beauty. On this episode of Benevolence, my special guest and I have interviewed various people and asked them to define beauty. So before we get into the main conversation, here are some thoughts about the definition of beauty. Enjoy.
All right, Mari, what does beauty mean to you?
I believe that beauty means to me is what's on the inside and like what comes out and like what's in your heart and what's in your thoughts and how do you treat people.
Okay.
It's not like what you look in the outside, it's more what's in the inside.
Beauty to me is something natural. It's not something that's in the inside, and not just in the inside, but also on the outside. It's both. So yeah, that's what beauty means to me.
Awesome.
I believe that beauty is love. You love the things you find beauty in, and you find beauty in the things you love.
Beauty is something that shines from within, and when it shines, it is light for everybody to see.
I feel like beauty isn't only what is inside of you, but the way that you portray yourself to others.
I feel like beauty is not only in your heart, but in your mind, the way you think and the way you perceive the world and the way you love others.
I think beauty means the way somebody is and the preciousness that somebody can be that draws you closer to them and draws your eye to them. I would feel that's what beauty is, what's really the person's character.
Beauty is everyone. Everyone is beautiful in their own way. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is within, and God made us all beautiful.
I would define beauty as the quality that draws people closer to you. You know, they say that there's beauty when you look at the outside of a person. And when there's beauty on the outside, it draws eyes, it draws attention to them. And when there's beauty on the inside, it draws people to want to know more about that person and what makes that person that specific way. So that's what I would define beauty as.
Beauty to me has a plethora of definitions because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So if you see someone beautiful, not only are we talking about looks, but we're talking about their heart. Because if I have a certain special someone in my life, what makes that person beautiful is not only the appearance, but is what she brings to the table as far as a good attitude, good morals. She's beautiful because she has a good heart. So beauty to me is someone who has a good heart.
All right, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed our little twist to episode 10. Now, to carry on this conversation, I have someone very dear to my heart joining me at the table today. She's been on Benevolence a few times, and I brought her again to help me conclude season 3. She is my best friend, sister, worship leader, role model, and all-time partner in crime. We've been best friends for the past 11 years, and she was my maid of honor and is now Victoria's godmother. She is an excellent example of a true heart after God. She is anointed and appointed to do great things. So, without further ado, I have Janeesha Ilarraza joining me at the table today. Hey, girl.
Hey, Sassy. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. We finally made it, girl.
I know.
Episode 10 of season 3. I'm so happy. And I'm especially more happy, if that's even said properly, that you are like joining me on this last episode to conclude this.
Thank you so much.
Of course. So this episode is extra special because not only are we concluding season 3, but we kind of went on a different direction.
Yes.
And to be honest, you were the one who pitched me this idea with interviewing several people and like getting them, you know, to define what beauty is. And then we would come to the table and we would talk about it and kind of like conclude it off. So, so why are we talking about defining beauty? So what came to your mind with giving me that idea?
Yeah, for sure. So I remember we were talking and you were like, I'm trying to see what can the last episode be. And I don't know, that came to my heart, like the whole beauty thing, just defining what that is, because I feel like nowadays beauty is like things and like your appearance, social media, just all that stuff. And for me personally, as like a girl, I always wanted to know what people thought of what beauty is. Yeah. And I thought it was such a great idea because I feel like there's other people out there that kind of like have this like stigma of what beauty is. And it's like, I wanted to see what other people thought so that we can talk about it and like discuss it and just really, really define what God thinks beauty is.
Exactly. And I completely agree. I love the idea of bringing people in and like not bringing them in, but interviewing them on our own time. Yeah. And then bringing them here on the episode and just having them like speak. Just, they have no idea. They probably don't even like, you know, listen to Benevolence, but we asked them and they answered. So I truly love this idea. And I think that this is a topic that needs to be discussed, especially now with like, okay, so like for example, the Met Ball was on Sunday, right? And you know, like it was amazing. Like people came, like they were decked out, you know. But then like my all-time favorite outfit and my all-time favorite person that she wasn't so extravagant, but she was looking good was Kim Kardashian.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Kim Kardashian rocked that red carpet.
Yes, she did.
Something very simple, but
the creativity of it, of making it wet.
Yes, the wet look was everything. Yeah, and then I'm looking at her waist,
her body. Oh my god,
yo,
but it was a little like
no. She had a corset.
I
saw the Vogue video where they no. I get it. No. I completely understand that is not her waist, but she still was rocking it. And I was like, dang, that girl got it going on, you know? And I'm like, man, she got a big booty, she got a small waist, she has big boobs. And I'm just like, if only, you know? And it's not that I, like, started to feel bad about myself or anything, but it's kind of like one of those things like, man, she looks good. Yeah, like, you know? Sure. And then, like, one of my favorites was... the whole Jenner and Kardashian.
I loved Zendaya.
Oh my god, yes.
Cinderella.
Yes, that was so very cute. I don't know if you saw that. What's her name? Lindsay Lohan. She had tweeted.
Lindsay Lohan
tweeted, "Oh, Claire Danes already did this like 2 or 3 years ago." Yeah, she totally put Zendaya down. But anyways.
I still loved it.
I know, I still loved it. It was so beautiful. And I don't know, I just, you know, that's just a perfect example of people who just have insecurities in regards to beauty. They're obviously going to look at that on social media. They're going to watch the Met and they're going to be like, dang, man, I'm nothing compared to these girls. I wish I can be these girls. And I'm sure that many of them were feeling bad about themselves, you know, and obviously these are those that have strong insecurities in regards to the way that they look and stuff.
And even though like looking at something like that, it's not gonna like bring us super down, but it's gonna like in the back of our head we're like, man, like I wish I had that body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's gonna be like, dang, I need to work out.
Yeah, it's like I need to do a few extra crunches.
I need to get on. Like, you know, I need to start, you know? So it's like, even if we don't struggle with it, like in your mind, you're like, dang, like it would be great to look like that, you know?
For sure.
So I think this is like the perfect time to talk about what beauty is and what does God say about beauty and how beauty is defined by God, you know? So with that being said, I pulled up the definition of beauty from the dictionary because I'm like, okay, we're going to talk about beauty. Let me get the actual definition from the dictionary. And it says that beauty is defined as a quality present in a thing or a person that gives intense pleasure or deep satisfaction to the mind. So either it can be sensory manifestations, meaningful design or patterns, or something else. Now, with that being said, it's a quality. So I was like, oh, it's a quality. So it doesn't necessarily mean
appearance.
That it can be appearance, but it can be like a personality trait.
Exactly.
And, you know,
but to be honest, what's the first thing you see when you see a person? Like, come on, it's the
physical.
It is the physical, but you can't just let it be the physical.
You can't. And like whenever you hear the word beauty, you think of makeup, you think of hair.
Exactly.
And like, I'll be honest to say, like, and we'll get to that point, but like what I wanted to mention was that, you know, when we think of the word beauty, it's like misunderstood and it's shadowed by pressures and, you know, that we have to look perfect and that we have to look a certain way, you know, and it's like, social media is a constant reminder of what we're not. You know what I mean? And that's something that throughout this entire season, I was like, social media. And I know people.
It's so true though.
But it is. It's demonic, like you said. Yeah. It really does. It really does like take you from feeling good about yourself to like feeling like crap. Like honestly. So my definition of beauty, I'm going to give you my definition. I think that the definition of beauty is happiness. When a person is confident and when they're living their best life, that is when true beauty is portrayed in their life. And I feel my most beautiful like when I'm happy and I'm with my like people I love and when I'm doing things that I love. And I feel most beautiful when I have a heart of gratitude, especially for the things that God has done in my life. And I feel like that's when I feel beautiful, like from the inside out. Yeah. Like, I don't know. That's just like my definition of beauty. And like everybody, as we heard before in the mini interviews, everybody
it was kind of funny what they were saying.
Yeah, it was really,
but it was really good.
No,
it
was good. It was so good. So with that being said, I feel that beauty is like happiness, like when you're at your peak. Because like, I'll be honest, there's this girl that I follow on Instagram. She just came out of nowhere. She looks good. She feels good. And you can see the happiness and you can see the beauty beyond like her life. And I'm not going to mention any names, but she's like putting herself out there and she's just rocking it. And I'm like, yo, this girl's beautiful.
Her confidence.
The confidence. And that's the thing. The confidence is what's making her beautiful. Yeah. And her happiness.
And it kind of like makes you.
Yo,
like,
Yo, I was like literally about to DM her today and I was like, yo, like we got to work out together. Like you motivate me to like be the best that I can be. Like, you know, so, you know, I think like when someone has confidence in themselves, that's when, and they're happy, that's when they show like the true beauty within them. Yeah. So what do you think?
First of all, I agree 100% on everything that you said. But what I would add to that is, for me, it's not just appearance, it's like their heart. So just their heart, just in general, on the heart for people, their heart for God. That's something that I really look at, and I don't just only look at how they look, but how they portray themselves with their heart. So that's kind of what I think beauty is. So it's crazy because like I feel you 100%, but the only thing I would add is just like their heart.
Yeah, for sure. And the only way that their heart, you can see their heart, is through the happiness and the
way they carry themselves.
And the way that they carry themselves. So it all falls.
It's like the same in a sense.
Yeah. So I kind of went over the answers from the mini interviews, and like I just want to read some out because I thought they were really good.
They're really
some
good.
were funny too. One of them said, beauty is what's on the inside, what's on your heart, and how you treat people. It's not what's on the outside, but on the inside. And I completely agree with that one. And that's something that you just finished saying, that beauty is like from the heart. Someone else mentioned beauty is love. You love
that one was good.
That one was like so good.
So
like, girl, if you're listening, good job,
so
girl. You need to
poetic.
write a poem or something, because it was like beauty is love. You love the things you find beauty in, and you find beauty in the things you love.
Yeah, because it's not like a specific thing. It's just like what you love. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
that was
really
a good one. I was like, this is awesome. The next one was like, beauty is something that shines from within, and when it shines, it's light for everybody to see.
That was beautiful.
That one was a good one. Someone put, beauty is the way that you portray yourself to others. And that's what we've been talking about from the get-go. And someone else said, beauty is in your mind, the way you perceive the world and the way you love others. And that has all to do with the heart and all of that. Someone said, beauty is the way...
But if you really think about that, beauty is your mind. So the way you think. Oh my gosh, it's not only the... Okay, so if you really dissect that, it's like the way you think.
It is the way you think.
So it's not even just the heart. It's not even like what you feel. It's like what you think of a certain person, or just in certain things. So if the mind has a lot to do with how you define beauty.
Absolutely.
So that's really good.
That's a really, really good one. No, and I completely agree. Because we have to program our mind to see the beauty in things and the beauty in people.
Exactly.
And the beauty within our own lives. And we have to program our mind to see the beauty within us. Physically or, inside. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's your mind.
It's
like
your
when you
mind.
look at a social media post and they're wearing a certain kind of outfit, you're like, in your mind, you're like, man, I wish I had that. Or I wish I was like, sometimes some people can't afford different types of clothes.
Like trendy clothing.
And that's what people can think beauty is, if you have this certain type of outfit, or just in general. So it's crazy. Like your mind has a lot to do with the way you define beauty.
Yeah. And you have to program your mind to be like, no. Like, I'm grateful for what I have right now. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. But that's really, really good. And then someone said, beauty is the way somebody is that draws you closer to them. So basically like the character, which has to do with personality. And then the last one, it says, beauty is... This is, by the way, my brother-in-law.
He's hilarious.
He is the hippie of the family. And his answers was like, beauty is everyone. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is within. Like, mad, he's mad hippie.
Hilarious.
But anyways, those were some of the answers that we received, and I agree with all of them. So with that being said, let's talk about our experiences with beauty and insecurities in that aspect. So what have you gone through, like, in your past or present?
I think social media can be like a really horrible thing, but it can be a good thing at the same time. But I feel like for me, just the social media posts, the clothes, what they're wearing, their size, like just stuff like that. I had to put my take social media away from me, because I would sometimes I'll get down, you know what I mean, because I didn't look that certain way, or so. I feel like magazines, like people that are on the cover of magazines, like it can really mess with your mind, you know what I mean? So I feel like I had to just take a minute and just realize who I am in Christ, and God made me this way. And so I feel like social media in itself has tried to define beauty to me, but we can't let that, you know what I mean? So I feel like those situations, I kind of just had to stay clear of social media at times when I felt like my mind or myself kind of shutting down because of the stigma these days that you have to be a certain way. And that's what beauty is. So I
agree. You know how many times I've had to fast social media?
I know.
And Nisha is a testament to this. Like sometimes I have to fast every week. Yeah. Because it's terrible.
Yeah, I know.
I grew up, I wouldn't say with a bunch of insecurities. I felt like I was more insecure about maybe the people that I hung out with. I wanted to be part of the in crowd.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
That's something for me too.
Yeah, I wanted to be part of the in crowd. And in episode, I think Stephanie's episode, we talked about like fitting in, and she went through like a crazy time in her past. But what I wanted to say was that I had like insecurities with fitting in with the popular people, and it never happened. It never happened that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it as God protecting me, obviously, because
exactly.
they weren't.
I
like,
agree,
the right
100%.
People. They were not definitely the right people. But I think like as I grew up, I can't say that I had insecurities about my physical features. Yeah, right now, okay, I'm my heaviest. I'm my heaviest. Whatever. It is what it is. You know, there's moments where I'm really good and I'm like, I'm on a diet, you know, and I can't say diet. I'm on a lifestyle change. And, you know, I eat salads and, you know, we're really like, the whole house is like eating healthy, blah, blah, blah. But I don't like lose sleep at night because of like my physicalness. Yeah. And maybe it has to do with I'm married. Maybe it has a lot to do with the fact that I'm married and maybe I'm a little older. But I've never really had an issue, like a really, really, really crazy issue when it comes to my physical. Yeah. I remember one time growing up, like in my teens, my butt. And if you know me, you know what the blessings that the Lord has put upon my life. But when I was a teenager, I think when I was 12, 13, my butt started to grow. And I think that was like a summer that it was like freaking hot outside. It was like 100 degrees. And I was wearing a jacket wrapped, like I was wearing a jacket with dresses, like a Nike jacket. And I would either wear it or I would wrap it around because I was so complejada with my butt. But then I got to 9th grade and I was like, what the heck am I doing? Yeah. Like, this is a blessing. And so, you know, that was a different story. But I think if there was a time where I was had physical insecurities, it was like during that little bit. But like to this day, okay, yeah, whatever. I can be a little skinnier. Okay, yeah, my face could look a little prettier, you know. Yeah. But that's not my struggle. Yeah. I find that my struggle has to do more with my personality. Yeah. You know? I
can agree.
I feel like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know
I can be social,
it's like
but
I
like...
Yes.
Sometimes I'm like, you know, a little bit hesitant. Yes. Because I feel like I don't fit in.
I feel the same way. I'm doing Benevolence podcast. And people think that I know a bunch of people. I don't know anybody. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like...
I would like to add, so I feel like it's to be more vulnerable. I feel like now...
Yes, be vulnerable.
But like, I feel like right now... what I'm going through, you know, at times is like just seeing all these people in relationships, and all my best friends have husbands, and just sometimes that can make me feel like not beautiful, because like, why is it taking so long for me to get a boyfriend or whatever. So sometimes that can make me feel like down, and like, is it because of the way I look, or is it because of me, my personality, or just anything, you know what I mean? So right now, like, sometimes that can get me down. Absolutely. Just like, because sometimes I don't feel as beautiful. Yeah. Because I'll just let my mind, like, just play tricks on me. You see social media, you see everybody with their boyfriends, all the couples. Yeah. So that in itself, to get more specific, that can, you know, make me feel unbeautiful at times. Yes. But then I have to remind myself that God is protecting me. Exactly. There's somebody out there that is just for me. So, but to be honest, I feel like that specifically right now is like what's kind of playing tricks on me.
Nisha, you're so beautiful. Like, Nisha is beautiful inside out. And if you're listening to Benevolence podcast, she is on the market, and she has been on the market for a long time. And she's ready. Oh
my God. Stop.
She's ready, y'all. But anyways, I can definitely see where you would feel unbeautiful, because you all your friends are married. Yeah. And, you know, it's crazy.
It can get in your head, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's when, like, you have to, like, remind yourself.
Exactly, for
like,
sure.
who you are in Christ.
Yeah.
And your beauty is not defined by what you think or what social media thinks, but what God thinks, you know? So it's just a lot. And, like I said before, my physicalness never really had an issue. I know that things can be improved.
Exactly.
But I think I struggle more with my personality because I feel like I don't fit in, even as an adult.
What do you mean?
Sometimes.
Have you had, like, was there a specific time that you noticed that it was, like, your personality?
And it's not that I'm a bad
person. I remember
person.
one time.
What?
Remember when we were talking to someone, and
thank
God it was there. I remember.
But it's things like that. Like, okay, so, like, one thing you're gonna know about me, if you know me, like, I'm very, like...
First of all, she's real, and she does have no filter.
Yes.
So... this person
but it's not even that. It's like, and it's not that I'm not approachable.
You are approachable.
I am approachable, but it takes time.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not the person to be all up in your Kool-Aid. Like, I'm not the person to be all up, like, in your
but
area.
I think that what's amazing about you, though, is that you're real. So if, like, let's just say someone that you aren't fond of at the time, you can just be like, hi, what's up? See, I'm more of like, I'll just, like, try my best not to just look at that. And not that you don't.
Yeah.
It's just, you'll say, hi, what's up? But it's, like, a little bit more harder for you to, like, because you're so real. And I love that about you.
I know, and that's
you're
the thing.
So
that's
real.
why I have to be careful with myself sometimes. Because even my physicalness, you can give, like, even my reactions and my eyes and even my, like, my attitude and stuff like that, like, it can give off. But with that being said, I remember we had a conversation with someone who, you know, wasn't, like, the greatest person to talk to at the moment, and it was just so awkward for us. And I remember that I can honestly say that was when I felt so insecure. Like, and I'm like, why is this person, like, making me feel like I'm nothing? You know,
and that's what's crazy, because it could be people. If you really think about it, it could be people too.
That's what I'm
saying. Not just
and
social media. It could be people that make you feel
people.
unbeautiful.
Absolutely. And it was
remember that one? Oh, I gotta talk.
No, but
we'll talk.
Oh yeah. But it was don't forget it. No, but it was that person who we don't even like. We've never socialized with at all. And this person, in speaking with that individual, I felt my worst. And I'm like, yo, like, what the heck? Like, why am I feeling so down?
Can you answer that? Why do you think you felt down?
I think it's because I can tell you one thing. Whenever I feel that someone is above me, and the thing is, I put people in different levels.
Yeah.
And when
you might think they're above you.
But that's the thing. I might think they're above me, and it's not that they're
because of
above
what they
me,
have.
Because of
but
what
it's not
they
what
have.
But it's not what they have that
that's
defines
exactly.
beauty.
Yes, thank you, Nisha. See, that's the thing. Oh, and I'm so glad we're having this conversation, because it's still a struggle to this day. I put this individual on a certain platform, and because that individual, to me, in my eyes, because of what they have, I put them on this pedestal. You can think. I felt so insecure, and I felt so uncomfortable, and I felt so inferior that
your personality changes. You get like silent.
Yeah,
like,
I get silent, and I don't know what to. I quiver. Do you remember? Yeah. I was like stuttering. I'm like, who the heck am I? like I'm sassy. You know, exactly. I'm confident. I'm all around.
And one thing I saw también is you shut down. You kind of just like. You're not yourself.
I'm not.
You're just like, you kind of, I think I was talking the whole time because you literally shut down.
You were, because I didn't know what else to say. But what were you going to say that you remember?
I was going to say, I remember a moment that we were around people, and then it was me, you, Tiffany, Pamela, and I remember, I forgot who, I'm not going to say the name, but we were around some people. It's like a party or something, like a birthday party, or I don't remember. But I remember after that, you were like, I think you cried. I think you, after that, you cried, and you were like, I'm so glad I have you girls, because I feel myself. I feel like you need to surround yourself with people that make you feel beautiful.
Absolutely.
And
you have to.
You can have the most beautifulest friend ever, but they can just make you feel so beautiful. Like, you mean, like, it's not even, I don't even know how to explain it. Because someone beautiful can't intimidate you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just other things that can intimidate you.
It's other things.
Because it's not just beauty.
No, it's not
like,
just beauty.
Well, appearance. It's not just appearance.
Absolutely.
Because beauty is not appearance.
Exactly.
Okay? Beauty is not appearance.
But this is the thing. My best friends, you, Tiffany, and Pamela, they're gorgeous women. Gorgeous women of God.
You guys are beautiful.
And thank the Lord that I've never felt intimidated by your beauty. Never. In fact, I feel more beautiful when I'm with you guys. You know, and that's the greatest part of being and surrounding yourself with a group of women.
And it's crazy because people that make us intimidate us or make us feel unbeautiful or whatever.
Yeah.
They're probably not even like trying to do anything.
No, they're not.
It's
they
just
have
our mind.
No idea.
It's our mind.
And that's why the person said that beauty is in your mind.
Exactly.
The way you perceive the world.
Exactly.
So if we are perceiving that this person is better than us, then in our mind we're gonna make ourselves feel less beautiful. Exactly. High five, Niche. That was so good. We like dissected the situation, because I'll be honest to say that I'm still dealing with that to this day. Like when I come across individuals where in my mind I feel that they're at a higher level than me or they're better than me, I feel so insecure and I feel so like
and you don't even know what you're insecure about.
Exactly.
It's like you don't even know if it's like the appearance, like the way you look, or I don't know. It's just you're down.
I'm down. And you can tell by the way that I speak that I start to stutter.
Or you just
I
get like
shut down.
Yeah. It's just like with
Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
It's crazy. But anyway, that's just my experience with beauty. That's just how I feel. And you know, so let's talk about a little bit of what does God say? What does God say about beauty? And you know, beauty is defined by God and God alone. He sets the standard, and through his word gives us the clues as to what defines a beautiful man or woman. Because if you're a man and you're listening to this, you're beautiful too.
Yes.
You know, Proverbs 31:30, and this is like that Proverbs 31 verse that everybody goes to. It says, "Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised." And basically it just says that, you know, physical beauty is going to fade away. But true beauty, such as like virtue, is timeless. Like it's eternal. You know, as a mother, it's my goal. It's like my priority to make sure that Victoria mentally, like I don't know, that she grasps the biblical truth of what beauty is.
Because this world is crazy.
It's just, this world is crazy. Like we honestly grew up in a good time because we didn't have technology growing up.
Not that much, no.
And like Victoria is living in this world where right now technology is everything. Yeah. And it's scary. It's scary because I didn't have to deal with that growing up. So
now you really, is there like a parent control on the internet now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
There's so much.
Because now you have to be careful because
she
can like go into like anything.
She can go into anything
by an accident.
By accident.
That's crazy.
But you know what's crazy is that technology has now taken over, and that's all she knows. From the moment she was born into this world of technology and this world of social media, and all there is like what is beautiful in the eyes of the world. And I have to like strive and literally like prepare myself, because even now, like today, perfect example, I picked her up from school, we went to the bathroom, and you know, as I'm doing whatever I'm doing, I'm looking at her and she's looking at herself in the mirror. And it's funny because she's staring at herself in the mirror, and I see her like, you know, like doing little muecas, you know, kind of looking at herself, and I go, so you're so beautiful, you know, and like things like that, just reminding her on a daily basis that she is beautiful. You know what I mean? That she is beautiful in my eyes and Daddy's eyes, you know, and everyone's eyes.
It's funny, the Christina Aguilera song, "You are beautiful
in every single way.
Words can bring you down."
Oh. So, you know, I don't know. I guess that's like, that's my job right now as a mom, to like put it in there like al palo, you know, that God defines beauty.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not what the world says, it's what God says. So here is what beauty is not. beauty is not defined by the number on the scale.
Yes, that's so true.
And that's something that we struggle with. Oh, Jesus. I struggle with that on a daily basis. And I'll be honest to say that I'm so thankful to those plus size girls who are rocking it right now on social media.
Yes.
Yo, what they wear, and I'm sure that they have their own struggles. And I know that what they portray is obviously, you know, the happier side of their lives and stuff like that. I know it takes them everything to put out these pictures, but there's literally some girls who are just rocking it, and they're making me feel like, dang, okay, like I can rock it too. You understand? So what do you think about what beauty is not? That beauty is not defined by the number on the scale.
It's not defined on the number on the scale. It's not defined by social media. It's not defined by people. It's defined by God. And so yeah, I feel like it's not defined by anything but God.
And absolutely.
That's it.
And it's okay to feel like not satisfied with like your weight.
Yeah, it's good. But sometimes it's good to like realize that, because then it'll just keep escalating.
Can you imagine? Like, let yourself go.
It's like, no, it's not defined by, you know what I mean? It's like true, but then it's like, be careful, you know?
Yeah. I always say that like your weight should not affect everything else in your life.
Exactly.
So it's definitely. And then I put beauty is not defined by being attractive. Like you don't need to be Kim Kardashian. You don't need to be like the Jenners. You don't need to be like J-Lo, but she's just so amazingly beautiful.
Gosh, yes.
But you don't need to be a J-Lo, you know, and that's not what, you know, that's not, beauty is not defined by that, you know. Now, something that I came across that I wanted to talk about really quickly is, what do you do when you feel the pressure to conform to society and what they say? And this is biblical. So I came across this verse. Now, this verse is a little funky. And I say funky in a way because there's a lot going on. But I liked just literally these 3 words in that verse.
Yeah.
And it was Isaiah 61:3, which is like, it says beauty for ashes. So I was looking at that word, beauty for ashes, because I just went online and I'm like, okay, Bible verses based on beauty.
Yeah.
So I just went like that. And then I came across Isaiah 61:3. And then I see beauty for ashes. And I read everything before and everything after it. And I'm just plugged in on those 3 words, beauty for ashes. So I was kind of looking and kind of just like praying and like meditating. And I was like, okay, beauty for ashes, that's like an exchange. Like if I want beauty, I need to trade it for my ashes. Like I need to trade my ashes. So then I kept thinking more. I kept like reading the word, and I'm like, okay, what are you trying to say here, God? And then I did take some research, and like what I came up with was that God promises that when we give him our ashes, he in return gives us the beauty.
Amen.
And in his beauty. So like, for instance, ashes are like the wounded parts of your life, your past, your concerns, your fears,
your mind,
your minds, everything. So when you give him your ashes, then he turns them into beauty.
Wow.
And it's pretty much an act of surrender.
Exactly.
When you completely 100% surrender your life to God and you give him everything, all the filth, all the nastiness, he in turn takes that and gives you his beauty.
Yes.
So it's not your beauty. It's not that he makes you like beautiful according to what you think is beautiful. He turns it into what he thinks is beautiful, and you are radiating in his beauty. And when you radiate in his beauty, you have joy, you have happiness, you have peace, you have, you know, patience, you have the fruits of the Spirit.
You feel the most confident.
You feel the most, you feel the most confident, and it's contagious.
Yeah. And I feel like it's less, it's like, what's that word? It's like less
pressure.
It's less, not pressure. It's like it's like you're taking yourself away from that. When you're like surrendering, it's like, your mind, it's like less for your mind to like get into that predicament. I don't know how to explain it. What's that word? There's a word.
I don't know what the word is.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like you're not as pressured to
like
to get to there, because all you're thinking about is the way God thinks of you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So when you do that great exchange,
exactly,
and you exchange your ashes for his beauty, the pressures of what society defines beauty is like
you can see it and it won't affect you.
And it won't affect you.
Exactly.
That's so good. And the thing is, when you have that beauty, when you are radiating in his beauty, it's contagious. Yeah. And then you make everybody around you feel beautiful. Yeah. And then you're confident. And then everybody else around you feels confident. And then you're attracting people left and right because you're radiating in his beauty. So I would highly recommend that if you're struggling with either physical beauty or emotional beauty, you know, the Word of God says beauty for ashes. So trade your ashes and he will in return give you his beauty and what he defines beauty in your life. And, you know, society will always force its standard definition of beauty on you, and that we must look a certain way and weigh a certain way. But Jesus redefines beauty by his standard. And when we believe in that, he gives us the acceptance, approval, and affirmation that we need. So if you're not getting affirmation from your man, or if you're not getting affirmation from your woman, and you don't feel beautiful, or whatever the case may be, you're going to get your affirmation, you're going to get your approval and your acceptance through God and only him when you trade your beauty or your ashes for his beauty.
Surrender.
So remember, like, there's no one like you. You are unique in your own way. And that's what makes you beautiful. And it reminds me of the song, That's What Makes You Beautiful. Oh. What are any last thoughts, Nisha?
I just think I'm so happy we talked about this.
Yeah, absolutely.
For real. Like, I feel like this is like a really amazing topic to talk about, because I feel like that's what's going on in this world. They're just being defined by so many things, and just like reminding them of the only person that can define you is God.
Absolutely.
And what a better person to be defined by. Like, it's just so awesome. So I'm really, really, really happy that we discussed this, because I feel like it's a key topic that needed to be discussed.
Absolutely. Nisha, we did it, bro.
Yes.
High five. Woo! Well, that was sucky. Okay, well, there you have it. Nisha, thank you so much for joining me on our last episode of season 3.
God, so crazy.
We did it. This season was so special. We covered everything from celebrating womanhood, anxiety, health and dieting, disappointments and insecurities, waiting on God, sex, making room for God, cycles, misconceptions of a church girl, and now defining beauty. And I honestly enjoyed every single episode that we covered for season 3. You know, I want to thank our special guests such as Pam, Tiffany, Cindy, Amber, Stephanie, Beverly, and of course Nisha. For joining me at the table and being part of season 3 of Benevolence. You know, these women have truly impacted my life, and I'm so grateful for the circle of sisters that I have around me. So I love you, Nisha.
I love you, and I'm so proud of you, okay?
Thank you.
I love you. You're amazing, and this is amazing what you're doing.
Thank you. Keep praying.
Amen.
So everyone, thank you for your support and your prayers. You know, there are days that it gets really, really hard and it gets really, really dark. And what motivates me to continue are you guys, are my listeners. So I love you all and thank you again. So with that being said, thank you all for tuning into Benevolence, where kindness matters and all are welcome to the table. Make sure to follow me on Instagram at IamCeciDiaz or Benevolence Podcast to know a little bit more about me and Benevolence. Benevolence Podcast is available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, and the Stitcher app. And finally, if there's a topic that you would like to discuss in the future, please do not hesitate to email me at benevolencepodcast@gmail.com with requests, petitions, or comments. I want to hear from you. Well, guys, I'm off on a mini break to enjoy my family. This summer, my family and I will be going to Hawaii for the 3rd time. So make sure to stay tuned for pictures, updates, and special announcements this summer. And season 4 is coming your way. So don't quit on me, people. I'm already working on the lineup for season 4, and we are kicking it up a notch so that you can enjoy, be inspired, and carry on the conversation wherever you are. So stay tuned for season 4 coming early August 2019. Woo! You don't want to miss it. Have a great summer break. I love you guys. Bye.